On this episode of Negative Modifier, we'll be playing the game Deltagreen. Deltagreen is a mature tabletop RPG that tackles various dark and unsettling themes and topics that some listeners may find traumatizing, harmful, or generally uncomfortable. Listener discretion is advised. All right, so you're not really sure how you make it back to the hotel, but you do. And you make your way up to your room. Like, this isn't like reckless driving or anything. You're just all tired and you make your way back there and you kind of fall into bed and fall asleep. Maybe it's the exhaustion, maybe it's the adrenaline, but kind of as your brain is processing the subconscious and working through its dreams, if you will, and kind of like processing the previous day you've had, things start to click. And what started off as just a sleep of exhaustion turns slightly more complicated. Everyone give me a sand check.
For helplessness.
This is me paying off the unnatural stuff that you guys learned about, or at least kind of have experienced something unnatural.
That makes sense. 29 out of 35% success.
80% out of 60% failure. 90 out of 84% failure.
All right, so Agent Quick Draw, maybe it was that you were a tad removed from the process. Maybe it was the fact that you were kind of half awake, asleep for part of the more kind of in-depth digging into this and kind of the occult revelations. Maybe it just kind of like, it's not weird enough for you. It's not kind of fully registering on the kind of weird scale you've built up with in your time of working with Deltagreen. So yeah, you're kind of fine. Agent Quantity, what type of dream would your subconscious, your psyche summon forth to kind of help with the processing of the revelation that either like there's a fake young person, a de-aged person, that there's, according to Query, a fucking golem running around, there's Nazi wizards loose in Florida, at least one. Maybe the fact that, like, hey, it's only been a couple days since you got blown up is kicking back in. Like, what is the dream that comes unbidden into your psyche as part of this and kind of your asleep state?
I think the dream that I would have would be perhaps maybe one where, like, because my big thing, like, as far as what I do has always been like networking. So maybe I'm like having this like round table kind of discussion where I'm having these realizations, but I'm only doing it with myself.
Okay, yeah, so it's like a dream where like you're with your colleagues and your friends and like all the people you know and have interpersonal relationships with, like that you respect and stuff like that.
Kind of, but like in reality, it's just really me talking to myself kind of thing. But yeah.
Okay, yeah, so like the dream manifests and you're at some like conference or something and you're walking around some like networking event, like kind of like there's drinks, people are talking, like you see, and it's a dream, so it doesn't really make that much sense. Like there's no obvious theme or kind of intended topic for this event type of thing. It's just kind of like, hey, it's your old professor, it's your coworker, it's again like people you respect, people you interact with, like kind of your network of people, your relationships, and like every time you start talking to someone, you watch in rapid time as they kind of like get old, age, turn into like a mummified corpse, then turn to dust. And it's a dream, so there's no concept of time, but then you find yourself standing alone in a decrepit kind of just empty hall as a wind blows through and blows the dust that was everyone you've ever known just kind of out of the room. And you wake up just kind of sweating and heaving, kind of like just heavy breathing at that point. You take 1d4 points of sand damage for that.
Oh, I rolled 1d4 and got 4.
You want to offload any of that?
I do have I have a long way to go for my breaking point. I'll just take the 4 points of sand.
All right. That makes a certain amount of sense too. Like, yeah, you kind of wake up, you're sweaty. Like, what word do you think, or like phrase do you think you'd like sit up straight, kind of sweating and just kind of like having a panic attack? What would you say at that exact moment? You kind of snap back to awake.
I mean, the first thing I would do is like, I would get up and like, as soon as I would snap up, I'd try to like turn on the lights and like look at myself in the mirror to see like if I've had some sort of change and if I've started aging at that point, just because
Gotcha.
I saw visions of people around me all aging. So maybe like, oh no, I'm under some sort of aging effect now. So I immediately kind of just start and look at myself in the mirror to see if like something's happened to me at that point. So,
Sure.
So I'm standing in front of the mirror, like I would say maybe like in the bathroom. I'm just kind of seeing myself there with a cold sweat, freaking out. And so once I kind of start to calm down a little bit and like my breathing starts to come back down, my heart rate starts to kind of slowly, I just splash myself in the face with the water, but I don't dry it off right away.
Sure.
I will like splash it, but I'll look right back in the mirror and just again focus on like getting my breathing back down, focus on calming down, because it still very much feels real to me, even though I know it's a dream. But in that moment, it still all feels very real. And so I'm working on just like, okay, breathe, relax. It's not real. And just talking myself down from that like panic attack and that feeling of like helplessness, and just
makes sense. Yeah. Agent Query, you've experienced the same strange, bizarre day full of strange, bizarre events and all that. What is your dream like? How does this manifest for you?
So Agent Query is from Sacramento, and I'm imagining specifically the Rose Garden outside of the Capitol building. In that Rose Garden, you, during the summers, can hear cicadas just kind of like buzzing and everything else like that. That's actually something that she happens to like, and she typically goes out there to relax. Unfortunately, it's almost as if like tiny people have started coming out of the ground, and the way that they scream and the way that they are kind of yelling almost seems as if it's like her experience is kind of as like a beat reporter or just kind of a journalist or just asking questions, trying to follow like one of the senators or one of the congressmen or whatever the heck. It's like it's like a crowd just talking loud and incessantly. And more people are coming up from the ground and like climbing these trees, and just starts yelling information, questions, all these other things at Query. And it's becoming less of a peaceful time at the park and more of I'm being surrounded and caged in like this wall of sound, in this wall of questions, and this wall of information that's just overwhelming.
Yeah, and I will say, building on that, kind of like as you go to scream at this crowd to quiet or something like that, you realize the sound coming out of you is that shrill, grinding cicada sound. And it kind of almost seems to echo around you, and everything around you kind of looks at you confused, and you're overcome with just this sensation, this time is running out. You only have so much time left. You have a job to do that needs to be done, and kind of the more sounds you make, the more it sounds like just the screams of a dying insect. And are you kind of a sit up straight in bed, panic type of person? You kind of like a snap awake type of person? How do you wake up at following the stream?
Oh, I think this is kind of one of those moments of she enters sleep paralysis. And so she wakes up and feels she's still kind of like dreaming, almost as if she's a cicada nymph, like underneath the dirt, but it's like the weight of the blankets and whatever the heck that's in there. But like as she wakes up, she can't move her body, and she's like still having that sensation of just like out of her body, but not in control of it.
Trying to dig your way out, if you will.
Yeah. So like she wakes up fully, and now she has to finish waking up or get out of this sleep paralysis to gain control and dig her way out of her own body, basically. Like wrest control of her body so she can start moving her like fingertips or something.
Excellent. Give me 1d4 for your sand damage.
That is a 1 on my sand damage, and I will go ahead and eat that.
All right. Agent Quick Draw.
Yep.
The lights snap on. Agent Quandy kind of like half stumbles, half falls out of bed and kind of makes his way to the bathroom where he slams on the lights. You hear the sound of rushing water. You hear panicked breathing and the sounds of like someone that like, almost sounds restraint trying to move from Agent Query's bed. You wake up after a weird dream, but nothing apparently as bad as what these two were going through. What do you do in this moment? The room is bright. There's a bunch of strange human sounds. Nothing unnatural, but kind of like panic sounds coming from your two colleagues.
Quickdraw kind of like sits up, shields his eyes from the light, looks around, kind of sees that his buddies, quote unquote, are panicking, and he sits there for a moment and he says, what the fuck's wrong with you two? Trying to sleep.
Agent Query, Agent Quandy, give me a power check. See how well you shake this off.
That is a 40 out of 70% success.
I rolled a 90 out of 85 failure.
All right, so Agent Query, you regain kind of control of your body. You kind of snap out of your temporary paralysis. Agent Quantity, it's just not passing. Like the water on your face feels almost sticky as it kind of clings to you and drips off. It's not actually sticky, but like you're registering the sensation weird as your panic attack just kind of continues.
Yeah, I don't hear anything, and I'm in my own head right now, just constantly like trying to talk myself down from this panic attack. So all I'm saying is like, relax, relax, relax. It's not real. It's not real. And I'm like talking myself down. I'm splashing my face with some more water. I'm leaving the faucet running right now and just trying to talk myself down from it. So I didn't hear anything beyond, me literally just trying to talk myself down. So I've zoned everything else out at this point.
A loud sound goes off in the corner of the room. Agent Query, Agent Quickdraw, give me a alertness.
Oh, that is a 5% success for Query.
A 7% success for Quickdraw.
You both recognize the sound as the hotel phone just ringing. Agent Quantity, it sure sounds like a bomb went off in the other room. Like it's just a loud, confusing, sudden sound. Give me a sand check as your panic attack deepens.
35 out of 80% success.
All right, so you take no additional sand damage. You kind of like are gripping the sink really hard, breathing as the sound of just kind of chaos and nightmare kind of slowly shifts and fades into, oh, that's just a phone. Okay, that's fine. That's not so bad. You pick up?
I'm in the bathroom, so I'm like still recovering. So I don't know if anybody else does, but I'm not ready to pick that up yet. I'm still coming down right now.
Agent Query, Agent Quantity, do either of you two pick up the phone?
You want to go pick up the phone, Doc? Not Doc, I guess. You're not a doctor, are you?
No, just give me a second. I just couldn't. Yeah, I'm good. And Query just kind of was just moving her arms and like shifting her shoulders and just making sure that she has kind of control of her body. As she gets up, she kind of stumbles, but she grabs the phone, which is, I want to say, on the side of the motel room that is right next to Quickdraw. I would imagine that Quickdraw is like literally right next to the phone. He's just like, you're going to get that?
Yep.
She just absolutely just rolls her eyes and gets up and grabs the phone.
Hello, this is the front desk. This is your wake-up call that you asked for last night.
Thank you for the wake-up call. Yeah, great. Thanks.
As requested, it is currently 9:30 a.m. Will that be all?
That will be it. You all don't have room service, do you? Or food by chance?
The Central Sun Hotel does indeed offer room service.
Cool. Awesome. What time does breakfast end?
If you hurry, you have about a half hour.
All right. Copy that. Thank you. And I hang up. Wake up call. It is 9:30 and breakfast ends in 30 minutes.
I don't know about you, but I want to go to a fucking Waffle House.
Again?
Yeah.
Hold up. You want to go back to Waffle House?
Yeah. You don't like Waffle House, man?
No, it's fine. It's totally fine. Sure. Fuck it. Let's, I'm totally down for Waffle House. You just get us started in the morning. Hey, Quantity. Oh, shit. Yo, Quantity. You okay?
Upon hearing my name, I like finally snap out of it. The like weird sounds of everything being completely muffled slowly fade away, and the rest of the world slowly tunes in. Yeah. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. What's going on?
That was the wake up call. Quickdraw wants to go to Waffle House. You look like you just came back from the pool. What's going on?
Panic attack. I'm fine. I'll be all right. I just need a few minutes.
All right. Do you need a few minutes in the bathroom, or do you need or could we start getting ready?
You guys can get ready. I can get out of the way. I'll be fine. I just need a few minutes. I walk out of the bathroom and just sit on whatever bed I was sleeping on and just kind of sit there motionless for a few minutes, trying to gather my thoughts.
You okay, man?
Yeah, I'll be fine. I just had a panic attack. And yeah, I'll be fine. I just need a few minutes to collect myself.
Yeah, hold on. I got something. Quickdraw goes over to his bag and unzips it and pulls out a blunt. You want it?
No.
Come on, don't take the edge off.
No. If we're doing this, I'm staying clear-headed, however rough it may be. No.
More for me. He lights it up.
Before heading into the bathroom, I open the hotel window as much as it can open. Like, here, this fresh air would probably be good for you, as well as at least an exhaust for that. I'm going to start getting ready. So, and Query heads into the restroom and shuts the door.
Does anyone have law as a skill by any chance?
I have a law of 60.
I have criminology of 50.
What's your criminology at, Quickdraw?
50.
That's high enough for all of you to get the inkling that marijuana is illegal in Florida.
God, this place sucks. He takes another puff and then puts it out in the bathroom sink.
Sure. All right, so do you actually go and track down a Waffle House for breakfast at this point, or you just go to the hotel and have the food there?
If the other two don't want to go to Waffle House, Quickdraw is fine eating the hotel breakfast.
I mean, Waffle House is fine. I could use the fresh air on the drive anyway. So
fresh Florida air.
Yeah. It'll hit the spot.
A Skywater. Query is 100% okay with Waffle House. She just didn't expect Quickdraw to be a Waffle House enthusiast.
Yeah, so it takes about an hour and a half type of situation. By the time you're done with all this, it's about 11 a.m. in the morning. You've gotten food. You've kind of managed to stabilize mentally, I guess is maybe the right way of putting it. No new flare-ups. Is it off to Emerald Estates now to wait for the radio show, or is it not do anything else in the meantime?
Did we receive that battery by chance?
Yeah, you got a battery. I'll say you did.
Yeah, we got batteries with the stuff from the sheriff's department last night. I remember.
Yeah. So back to Emerald Estates and waiting for the radio show, or off to something else?
Sounds right.
Yeah.
In transit, is it possible to see if I can scrounge up any information about the Thule Society?
I mean, you can look them up, yeah.
Yeah, I want to do like a Google search and just kind of the best I can do for just general search through the Thule Society.
I feel like you did this once already, but yeah, now you're spending more time focused on it. The Thule Society is like many Nazi occult groups. It's a weird mix of kind of Nazi occultism, pseudoscience, what was viewed as kind of like the spiritual beliefs of that time period. Interestingly, it does actually predate both world wars. It kind of originated sometime in the kind of mid to late 1800s, give or take type of thing. It had let's call it a very specific obsession with kind of blood purity magic, especially towards its end, but it's always kind of had a bit of a weird Aryan blood magic bend to it, I guess is maybe the way of thinking about it. Like the idea that there is power in blood. Give me an occult, or what's your occult at?
My occult is, I was like half expected to make a Waffle House order, so I was like on that menu for a hot second. My occult is at 70.
Yeah, your occult is high enough then to kind of understand that like a lot of modern vampire mythology kind of comes from organizations like Thule Society, hypothetically, like their weird obsession with blood as a form of power and not just kind of the life-sustaining fluid that it is type of thing.
Okay.
Almost a blood alchemy aspect to their belief system in some ways.
What I want to figure out, is it still an active society grouping that has like a weird a local chapter? Is it still active?
Give me a search for that. That's a little more specific.
Okay, cool. That is a 60 out of 65% success.
So the Thule Society, like many of these things, kind of died at the end of World War II in a more official capacity. Like it got kind of absorbed into a lot of the Nazi and the SS kind of research into the occult and the paranormal and stuff like that, that maybe it was complete hogwash, maybe it wasn't, who the hell knows type of thing in your line of work. But the formal structure and kind of like the organizational aspect of it, as best you can tell, died as part of that process. But at the same time, like little pockets of people claiming to be the Thule pop up every once in a while. It's a catchy name. It's got a cool history to it and that kind of perspective. Or the people that would be into kind of that type of stuff and are looking for that type of thing would obviously adopt it. It's got a good name at that kind of from that perspective type of thing. Like it's historic. It has connotations to it. It has, if you're a neo-Nazi looking to get into kind of pseudoscience magic, you're probably kind of labeling yourself a Thule or something like that. Like it's a whole thing, I guess, of people trying to kind of revive the Thule Society, and you do see the occasional kind of like edgy college group or teenage group claiming to be something along those lines online. It's mixed up with lots of other kind of neo-Nazi stuff and white national stuff. It's mostly junk for the most part. Like you're seeing just as much stuff of people like claiming to have Viking heritage despite being born in like Idaho type of thing.
Okay. I'm going to imagine that just kind of the members of Thule was a transit sort of search. If I wanted to kind of start researching a little bit more on like the Sons of Eris and their local happenings to see if it's been like local reporting or locally reported or local, if it's been in the local buzz, social media, whatever the heck, could I be doing that at Waffle House?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
That's a very easy search to do, actually.
While I'm at Waffle House, I want to be searching for that. Hey, are we in Waffle House right now?
I figured you left at this point, but
Oh shit. Okay.
you said in transit.
Gotcha. Wait, we are, when you said we are in transit, we're transitioning from Waffle House to the next place?
Yeah, you also got time to kill. Like you're
Okay,
going
okay.
to the Emerald Estates to wait for the radio show to happen, and you do indeed have about an hour of time to kill, give or take.
Okay, for sure. Did anyone get the name of that police officer that was tied with the Sons of Eris?
I don't really listen when cops talk.
Wait, yeah, no, there's you saying there's somebody who's related to somebody in the Sons of Eris? Because there is a cop who's related to one of the members. You remember that guy who was upset? I think it's him.
Well, there's a lot of people upset. What do you? Oh,
You remember the biker dude who was upset when we got to the sheriff's station?
yes.
Yeah. So that dude, apparently, if I recall correctly, is related to one of the cops who works for the police department.
Did you catch his name?
Fuck, I'm trying to remember.
Everyone give me an intelligence trying to remember.
I rolled a 44 out of 85 critical.
That is a 93 out of 75% failure.
A 62% failure.
All right, so Quantity, you remember that they both have the last name of Rhodes. It's Dustin and
Dennis Rhodes.
Dennis Rhodes, yeah.
Yeah. And Dennis Rhodes is also known as Rockman, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Hell yeah, critical, baby. Yeah. So Dennis Rhodes is the brother who's in the motorcycle club. Goes by the name Rockman. And his brother is named Dusty Rhodes, and he works for the police department. So if you're looking for a connection, it's those two.
Man, they're really creative with those names, huh?
Yeah.
Easier to remember, I think, but Rockman. The fuck is like crack rock?
No, maybe he's a fan of Mega Man from Japan. Who knows?
Oh man, I love Mega Man.
I look inquisitively over at Quick Draw. don't strike me as a Mega Man type. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have time to play games anymore, but
What does that have to do with? Never mind. Okay, so thank you. And I start focusing my research, I guess, to see if there is anything with Dennis or Dusty, really. If Dusty has any kind of. Wait, hold up. Dennis is the police officer, correct?
Dustin is
No.
the police officer.
Right.
Dennis is the brother in the motorcycle club. Dusty is the police officer.
You've met Dusty.
Has Dennis Rockman, Dennis Rhodes been in any kind of local news recently?
All right, so the answer to that's a tad more complicated than you want it to be. So the Sundown in Paradise, the bar that the Sons of Eris own, operate out of, kind of used as a clubhouse or something. 2 days before you got to town, there was a shooting or a fight there or something. There was some big commotion that made the news. And Dennis Rockman Rhodes was interviewed as part of that, or was kind of as part of the reporting on it, was going on about how the cops aren't going to do shit because they think of them as just criminals and all that shit and stuff like that, and kind of just being very anti-police while simultaneously being like, we get it, people don't like us, but like we deserve the same protections everyone else gets. Well, just kind of being a bit of an asshole about it though too.
Okay. And then I think I remember Picture was talking about how his contact said that there was a bicycle gang around town that you could probably pick up some off-market grenades.
Off-market heavy hardware, I think was the phrase used.
Off-market heavy hardware. Gotcha. And then with Dusty Rhodes, by chance, is there any kind of chatter on him?
The occasional comment of being a cop and stuff like that. He really hasn't made a lot of waves.
Does the article give actually, I don't need to do an article, I would imagine. How far is the Sundown from Emerald Estates?
Blancheville is not big enough that I think to really be far away from anything. Sundown in Paradise is on Ironside, though. It's on the kind of outskirts of the town.
Okay. Is Dennis Rhodes on social media at all? Can I like computer science or Google food my way into backtrack, like Facebook stalking him to see if I could like find some internet handles, like a Reddit username or an Instagram username or whatever have you?
Yes, but kind of as you start to search into that, I'm assuming you've had like the radio on this entire time.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, so kind of like as you start to dig into that, the radio starts to make some kind of sputtering noises as something kind of starts to come through it. And at exactly 11:58 a.m. Eastern, you hear, well, howdy, cowpokes. It's time for the Cowboy Roundup. And there's just kind of obnoxious, bad, slightly distorted, like Western music playing in the background, like you'd see in like a kid's cartoon or something.
I want to quickly switch into a voice memo. I want to start recording what's coming out on the radio.
All right. So what follows, it takes a little bit of time type of thing. Like you get 55 chains of numbers that the only way you can tell they're chains of numbers is set of numbers will get read, and then there'll be a 5-second pause, and then there'll be another chain of numbers. Each chain is 11 numbers long. And like, for example, it's not like just 1 through 9. It's got like 12, 93, 71 as part of those kind of numbers in there. So the actual number of digits can be longer than 11, but like the numbers said could be like 6, 12, 3, 91, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3, or 93 at the end. It's a very mechanical voice that reads this off, kind of in opposition to the weird kind of upbeat cowboy voice. Takes some time and then kind of slowly fades out and goes back to kind of a staticky sound.
Of the numbers given, were any of them above like 26, for example?
Yeah, you heard everything from kind of 1 through 99.
Okay.
But give me a SIGINT now that you're going down that line of thinking.
56 out of 43% failure.
You're not quite piecing together why, but there is something to that logic there. It obviously doesn't apply to the entire number code, but there is something that you're kind of mentally making a connection on for that.
Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to make sense of these numbers. Got to be some sort of code. I just can't seem to piece together. Not something that I'm familiar with, at least that I can't think straight. Does this look familiar to you guys? And kind of just looking at the numbers and I'm not piecing it together. A little frustrating, to be honest. But yeah, just trying to rack my brain, trying to figure it out.
I will give you that there are 55 kind of groupings of numbers.
I am so glad that I have my voice memo as a quick change app. I think I have all that. I go play back that message to double check. Can I see if I could just like punch in and Google search the first set of numbers?
Sure, like just like the first grouping of numbers.
Yeah, the first grouping of numbers.
I mean, it's 11 numbers in a chain. It could be almost anything.
I want to pull out my little notebook and tablet, and I want to arrange the numbers in a table. So there's 55 numbers in total. Or no, there's 55
groups of 11 numbers. Yeah.
Of 11 numbers. All right. This could be a big ass table. I change it to my legal notepad that I have, and I try to organize the information as best I can to make a 55 by 11 table, I guess. So that way we can just visually see everything.
All right. And you are seeing some repeated numbers with some frequency. Now that you've grouped them up kind of like, I guess, like in order, I guess is maybe the way to think of it. You are noticing that the number 1 shows up 4 times at the start of these chains. The number 2 shows up 3 times at the start of each chain. And those are the most common kind of start of these things. You do see a couple numbers that show up a few more times, but nothing quite as frequently.
Now that it's like laid out like that, are there any other patterns that I notice in like the sequence?
The number 13 shows up 8 times as the start of these chains, with 14 being the second most common one.
Okay.
Looking at these numbers I'm just trying to click with my, I guess, databases that I might have. Does anything seem occultish? Does anything seem like military-like?
I mean, nothing overtly occult about this. How much time do you spend in the conspiracy theory world?
Oh, in conspiracy theory land? That's like her shit. That's why she knows occult stuff and like military science.
At a minimum, you recognize this as a number station.
Oh, okay, cool.
It has all the kind of telltale signs of a number station. It's weird. It happens apparently at a very specific point in the day. It happens at a specific frequency, as best you can tell. The exact meaning of this is not obvious to you since you don't know what it's even talking about. But yeah, this is maybe not like the most typical of number stations. Most of them don't start off with like a weird Western theme and then transition into random chains of numbers. But this is not that abnormal. Like, you would also know that number stations can be a broader topic. Like, some of them have played just whale sounds or whale sounds backwards, which maybe that means something. Maybe it's someone messing with people. You would also know that kind of the general theory behind number stations is that they are transmitting codes or information or something. They are a covert, long distance, low tech way of transmitting information somehow.
So this is a number station, at least from what I think, or what I'm looking at, and trying to decipher this, excuse me, is out of my pay grade.
Look, this is a job for a SIGINT guy. I mean, I could technically call somebody who could probably figure it out, but this stuff is supposed to be compartmentalized, right? So
yeah, I mean, I can call someone as well if need be, but
I mean, you could just spend some time trying to crack it too.
Yeah, I'll give it a go. Try to.
So you're doing this from the car? You're gonna go back to the hotel room? Like, where are you gonna work on this from?
I mean, I'm going to work on it any chance I get. So if it's like me in the car while we're driving to wherever we need to get to, or if we're going to a hotel and I'm going to sit in the hotel, this is going to be my primary focus. So
sure.
Wherever we're going, this is my goal right now.
So also you could split up, like, one, you could go back and kind of focus on this, and Query and Quick Draw could go to Sundown in Paradise. Like, what's the plan at this point? cracking this manually will take some time. It's not time you could all be spending. It's also time you could kind of divide and conquer on.
Well, isn't there something else that happens around this time? Wasn't there something where Newman, I guess, maybe Sebastian, no, maybe even Reinhardt now, Galt, didn't he call or place a call sometime around here, sometime around this time as well?
Yes. Edward Ackerman used to place a phone call almost every day at roughly this time to 1-505-744-0815. You'd guess kind of roughly following the time the radio broadcast happened.
Yeah. So, I mean, you want to make the call, go ahead. I want to keep working on this in the meantime.
Can I *69 call that?
I mean, you can just call it the phone number.
Well, yeah. But that blocks my... Well, I have a burner phone. That's the whole point of a burner phone. I'm calling the number.
All right, so you call 505-744-0815?
1-505-744-0815.
All right, so you kind of hear the click of an audio recording start, and then there's a beep, and then silence.
I want to kind of maneuver my phone to see if I can record this call.
Sure. It's just silent. Maybe the kind of occasional crackle of like some type of like recording being made off a cassette tape in the background or something, but like it's just kind of that like phone silence sound after the beep.
Hello, I'm reaching out to tell you about your car's warranty.
The line goes dead.
Uh-oh.
I should have probably waited a little bit longer. Can you call on your phone?
No.
Quantity, give me your phone.
Oh, well, hold on. You just...
Here.
Wait.
I just tossed my phone.
I set up a call recording on his phone, and I call that number again.
All right, so same thing happens. You hear kind of that like recording starting sound followed by a electronic beep and then that kind of phone silence.
I put the phone on mute, or at least on the microphone mute, but like the speaker should ideally continue to play. And I just wait to see if there's anything that happens.
I have a moment. I look over to Queer and I go, read the numbers from the earlier.
All 55 of them?
Yeah, just start reading the numbers.
Fuck it. And then I'll unmute and I start reading the numbers.
Clarification, you were talking them into the phone?
I was talking to them into the phone.
The moment you start talking, it goes dead.
Okay. Ooh. Sorry, I got chills right now. Conceptually, I am severely disturbed by the concept of number signals or whatever the fuck these things are called. I don't know why, but I just had like a really weird like whole body reaction to a dead medium of just this thing keeps happening and just like random pieces of information that I will never know in my life is just being sent. And that just unnerves me. But I give the phone line a call one more time on my phone.
All right. Yeah, same thing happens. Started recording sound, electronic beep, and then silence.
Cool. I start punching in or typing the tone typing. Because you know how like when you press a number, it makes like a specific tone.
Mm-hmm.
I start punching in the numbers on the list.
So you make it to like the 5th spot, and then it goes dead.
Fuck!
Okay. Well, that was a disappointment. Could we stop by a grocery store so I could pick up a new burner phone?
Sure.
Should I snap this SIM card right now?
I think you both should get rid of the phones that you made those calls on. Absolutely.
All right, cool. And I take out my SIM card and I snap it.
Okay.
And I huck my phone.
I mean, you've got my phone. Feel free to fucking just snap it, whatever. I can grab another one or whatever.
All right. You want me to break this?
Well, yeah, go ahead. I don't care.
And I do the same for quantity. Shit. Grab my phone. I just snapped the SIM card, but like I grabbed my phone again and I was like, wait, I need to back up my phone info, or at least my recordings and other kind of notes and stuff.
You guys are kind of like into this stuff, aren't you?
As a hobby, maybe.
That's fucking crazy.
Look, you just have to, like, you take things at an open mind and you explore every single avenue of investigation. There's some things where it's complete bullshit. But the people who tell you this information are the people who are directing your attentions to where it needs to be. Everything's got a spin on it.
Sure.
So I ask once again, what is the plan at this point? Like, you gonna kind of drill down on this? You gonna go off and kind of split up?
What's the plan, bosses?
I need to figure out what these numbers are about, but
Let's get new phones.
yeah.
Let's get you situated to a spot where you can do some crackdowns. Quick draw.
Yeah.
With it being daylight, is it still a good idea, or would it still be a bad idea if I joined you in kind of scoping out, or at least checking out the Sons of Eris?
Look, you might not stand out as much, but I look like a kind of guy that's gonna fucking rob them if I'm seen staking it out. Which, I mean, is fair. I might, but
Didn't you have a contact? Does he have any kind of like contact tips?
nope. Just told me who I'm getting a hold of, and I mean that's enough, to be honest.
All right.
Like, I know what we're trying to do. So, but if you want to stake them out, you think they're weird.
If we're just staking out, we can all go together while Quantity works on the Sudoku puzzle in the back, right? You don't, Quantity, what kind of equipment do you need?
Right now, just my noggin.
Well then, let's get some new phones and maybe check out the Sons of Eris.
Sure.
All right, so that's easy enough to do. Where do you drop Agent Quantity off?
Oh, he's in the back seat doing his Sudoku puzzles.
Just gonna have him in the car while you go and deal with Sons of Eris?
We're just taking him out, right?
Just roll the window down. Like, it's okay.
I was thinking like we would just be all in the car doing a stakeout. Is my concept of a stakeout completely different than anyone else's concept of a stakeout?
No, I'm just clarifying the plan, that's all. So you're all in the car outside the Sundown in Paradise?
What are we trying to achieve? You want to stake them out? We want an inconspicuous vehicle that is meant to be in the neighborhood. If we're just going to go say hello, let's just pull up and say hello. So what are we doing?
Fuck it. Do you think just saying hello is going to be a good idea?
I've literally no clue. I mean, I was going to do it anyway.
All right. Let's go say hello. Quantity, could you sit in the driver's seat just in case if we need to go very quickly?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so the plan is to kind of park near the Sundown in Paradise, quick draw, Query, you're going to go to the bar, Quantity, you're going to stay in the car, work on the number station, but also kind of like act like you're there for getaway driving and stuff. Or at least we position you to getaway driving.
Uh-huh.
All right, sounds good. Getting to the Sundown in Paradise is not hard. It's a bar, it has an address, it's a normal enough location. As you move from traditional Blancheville into what's referred to as Ironside, you do notice a dramatic kind of shift. Ironsides isn't necessarily a bad part of town, but as it's been described, it is more industrial. There's a lot of kind of mechanic shops and just kind of like, again, nothing in this town is like industrial, but like, hey, you start seeing more advertisements for welding equipment and generally more kind of like manufacturing goods, more workman type of trade type of stuff. You start seeing more yards where you would store like vehicles at night or something like that from a commercial perspective. And the Sundown in Paradise is a normal enough bar. It's kind of situated on the corner of the street it's on. Like it's two streets bisect or kind of connect into a corner where it's located. It may have been a 1940s style diner, as best you can tell from the outside, that was kind of forcibly turned into a hangout and or bar for bikers of the air quotations outlaw persuasion. The bar part kind of like it looks like a retro diner, but then like kind of spills out of itself to have like some outdoor seating and stuff like that's kind of been ramshackled and or kind of been like haphazardly assembled. So it's the street facing wall of the bar is made up of a series of garage doors that are, as best you can tell, usually open. When you arrive, they appear to be closed. You say usually open because they are bizarrely clean and like they don't show a lot of type signs of having taken a lot of damage from the sun. There's a poorly installed neon sign on the roof that just reads bar. And that's all you can easily tell from the outside. Across the street from it is something referred to as Eris Repairs, which appears to be kind of a hybrid gas station and mechanic shop. It has a large fenced-in kind of salvage yard-looking thing behind it that you can see the rusted remains of a variety of vehicles and mechanical apparatuses kind of stacked up to the top of the fence. The rest of the surrounding areas are just kind of gray, quick-build buildings, most of which either appear to be abandoned or are in the stages of going out of business. Nothing especially noteworthy, though, around either of the buildings.
So Sundown is currently closed.
Didn't say closed, just said the kind of like big doors on the outside are down.
Okay. Is there anyone that I could see over at Eris Repairs?
It is also oddly quiet looking. You're not seeing anyone outside or inside it for that matter.
Are there any signs that people are here other than us?
Give me a search.
That is a 69 out of 65 failure.
You're not seeing anything, really. Like, there are signs there were people here recently, like probably in the last couple hours or so, but you're not seeing anyone about or around.
Well, this was a bust.
I mean, the neon sign of the bar is lit up.
Oh, the neon sign of the bar is lit up.
It says bar.
Is there a way to get in?
Yeah, there's main doors and stuff. The big steel sliders only cover kind of the window areas, or what you assume would be the window areas.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Shall we? Bertrand?
Sure.
I head up to the front.
All right, so as you approach, both of you give me a search now that you're closer.
That is a 62 out of 65% success.
34 out of 31% fail.
There are the telltale signs of violence about. Now that you're kind of getting closer, you're seeing like dents and scrapes and what maybe appears to be dried blood in a couple cases kind of about in front of this thing. Like, again, it's a biker bar, so maybe that makes sense, but there's something kind of weird about it. Like someone lost a fight almost, or a bunch of someone's lost a fight or something like that. But no context doesn't make a ton of sense. But yeah. Do you try the door for the bar?
Yep.
Yeah, so it swings open, and inside is a very dark bar area. In the gloom, you can see kind of the glow of various beer neon signs, kind of not fully functioning, but function enough to kind of break up the gloom inside of it. There's a thick haze of cigarette smoke also just kind of visible from the outside, and as the door opens, you hear someone yells, "Come in or get the fuck out and close the door. Either way, you're letting the light in."
Let in.
We go in.
All right. So as you step in and your eyes adjust, the inside of the Sundown in Paradise is nothing super remarkable. The kind of 1940s, either actual diner or retro style diner aesthetic carries inside as well. It's got kind of like that metal wrapped, plastic surfaced furniture for the most part that's just taken a real beating. People have carved on and scraped on and kind of just beaten the crap out of all the furnishings. What was probably at one point like a counter service area has been turned into just a giant bar with shelf upon shelf of cheap looking whiskey on it and kind of various beer taps built into it now. Behind the bar is a large man in a leather jacket kind of staring at you. Who the fuck are you and what do you two want?
Hi, I am Tasha Yar, and I'm actually with and I just kind of pull out and flash my press badge. I'm with the Florida Beat. I heard there was kind of some issues in no coverage for the working man. So I'm here to correct that because people need to understand that everyone needs to have some sort of representation.
Quick Draw goes and sits down at the other end of the bar away from Query.
So Quick Draw, as you're moving to the bar, give me an alertness or a search, whichever one's higher.
89 out of 94% success.
Yeah, so as you're looking around, there are two other similarly dressed men in the bar that were kind of in the corners. One of them's kind of moved, not menacingly towards the door, but kind of like out into the open of the room behind you. Again, not menacing, just kind of like moving, kind of like they're going to get a better look at you or something. The other one stayed in this kind of little corner seat. Big man by the bar looks at Query. I'm sorry, what?
I am a journalist for it's an independent press. I don't know. You're fully in the know. We're kind of still getting off or launching off and whatnot. But I was reading an article about how there was some recent thefts, and I saw Dennis Rhodes in the article. I did some kind of research myself, and I just want to make sure that Dennis has a platform to be heard. He might also go by a Rockman.
Yeah, I know who the fuck Dennis is. I repeat, though, what?
I just want to provide some help, hopefully. If you are not looking for that, I can easily just get out of your hair.
Help with what?
I don't know, be heard. No one's covering the fact that honest working Americans are not receiving any kind of help from any kind of authorities and whatnot. Like, it's a dog-eat-dog world out there, but at the same time, like, don't you all have rights?
Kind of turns over his shoulder. Hey, Em, we got another one in here. They read the fucking article. And you hear just kind of a loud, like, shit, farther back in the bar, past the doors and stuff like that. And the guy behind the door looks at you. Listen, sweetheart, we're plenty fine. Kind of looks at the two other guys in the room. People are painfully aware we're here. We do not have a problem being, as you put it, heard. We're just pissed off someone could shoot up the place, and cops just showed up, said, yup, it's the sundown in paradise, then fucking left. You know how that makes you feel?
It feels like shit. Like, you're not at all being assisted or whatever that, or anything else like that. I don't care if anyone seems like, I don't know. I mean, the general vibe, sure, whatever. I'm not going to try to say anything about or make any judgments about your character. But I still feel as if, like, if someone shot up the place, I would like to know who, and I would like some assistance in just making sure that wrong is righted.
Hey, Quick Draw, give me a search as Agent Query is talking to this individual.
51% fail.
Something feels off what they're saying, but you can't quite put your finger on it.
That's to me?
Yeah. Kind of glancing around, and something about what they're saying isn't quite matching up, but you can't quite register what that difference might be. It also is a badly lit, smoky room. Who the fuck knows?
I have a 61 in human int. Do I sense anything about that?
Give me human int.
That is a 67% failure.
I mean, this guy's openly hostile towards you, but beyond that, you're not picking up on much. Listen, lady, you take your boyfriend and you get the fuck out of our bar. We don't need your bleeding hearts coming in here and, what was that phrase you kept saying? Making sure we're heard or some shit? We're just pissed off. We'll get over it, as we always do. We'll deal with it ourselves. I'm sure the boss is kind of annoyed that the whole news team came down here and whatnot, too. Big old waste of fucking time for everyone involved.
Gotcha. All right. Well, first and foremost, that's not my boyfriend. Barely know the person. Second, is there anything that I personally can do to help? Like, do I grab a beer and support? Do you want me to leave?
While filling a beer that he starts to drink from, he looks at you and goes, sorry, taps are busted right now. I suspect you would be happier drinking at some other establishment.
All right. Thank you so much. And I leave by myself. I don't make any kind of contact or further association with Quick Draw.
So just to be clear, you left Quick Draw alone in the bar.
He's a whole ass adult. He's got a machismo archetype. I don't feel weird. I mean, like, I feel like, well, shit, but I feel like he could probably handle himself.
Well, so, and I guess, Quick Draw, do you let yourself be left in the bar?
I don't know. What kind of vibe am I getting off of these guys? I know that something's like off, but do I have like the hairs on the back of my neck standing up?
Give me a human int.
14% out of 15% success.
I mean, like, they're not thrilled you're there. Again, like, there's an active hostility to everything going on around you, but like, they're not being actively hostile. They're not being threatening. There's just kind of that general toxic machismo of like, and what do you want, outsider? In fact, like, kind of as you're sitting there after Query leaves, the bartender kind of walks over to you, drinking his beer from the tap that didn't work, kind of like leans down next to you. Aren't you going to join your gal, pal, cowboy?
Oh, her and I, not a thing. Altruism's not really my thing.
Altruism, huh? You two are a big fan of big, needlessly fancy words to say annoying, putting your nose in places that don't belong and whatnot. So if you're not here to make sure we're heard, whatever the fuck that means, what you still doing here? Bar's broken. Again, drinks deeply from his beer.
Heard that you might have a interesting collection of alcohol that could knock some guys on their ass.
Kind of raises an eyebrow at this. Well, we're not exactly known as a top shelf establishment, but who exactly told you about our finer goods?
He just kind of shrugs and he says, I expect it's a mutual friend.
Here's the thing about mutual friends. They have a way of getting you in trouble, and kind of like reaches into a pocket and puts something down on the table and slides it over to you, lifts his hand up a little bit to reveal it, especially when you work for the fucking ATF. And it's a picture of you three at the police station last night with Agent Queer and Agent Quanti wearing the ATF windbreakers and you walking with them. So I'll ask again, what brings you into the sundown in paradise?
Quick Draw looks at the photo of him in the ATF windbreaker and he says, God, that thing looks fucking terrible on me, huh?
Don't disagree, but last I checked, you needed a warrant of some type to search a private establishment. You got a warrant, lawman?
Quick Draw just kind of looks at him for a second with an expression that says, do you really think I look like a cop? Look, the answer is no, it's no. I get it. I'll get out of your hair.
Give me a persuade.
I'm very good at this. 65% out of 20% fail.
Yeah, so this guy's kind of staring daggers at you and kind of unmoving. Again, he's not outrightly threatening you, but definitely you've noticed out of the corner of your eye his two friends, compatriots, whatever the fuck you want to call them, have moved into, again, not overtly menacing positions, but further adding to the hostility in the room. Guy leans down kind of low at you. We reserve the right to refuse service to anyone. Consider yourself refused.
Sounds good, gentlemen. You don't want to make money? Not my problem.
Let's just say your green doesn't spend the way here if you'd like it to. We're a legitimate business that's fallen on hard times.
Sure. Quick Draw will stand. Enjoy your broken tap.
We intend to get it fixed real soon. Give me a search as you're leaving the bar.
65 out of 31% fail.
Again, there's just something weird going on here. Like your brain keeps kind of glossing over an important detail it's not quite fully latching on to.
I'll head out.
Did you go back to the car query or did you kind of stay by the door?
I had gone to the car and laid down in the back seat.
Did you go back to the car, Agent Quickdraw?
No. I will walk past the car and dip down an alley and then text them like somewhere to pick me up.
All right. They were not gone long enough for you to make meaningful progress quantity, but I'm assuming you go pick up Agent Quickdraw now?
Yep.
All right. Easily enough done. What now?
All right. So after we picked up, all right, so what happened?
Got a problem.
Yeah.
For some reason, a biker gang is surveilling us.
Surveilling us? What the fuck?
They got photos of us in our ATF windbreakers back at the police station.
Like, hold on. Tell me about the photo.
He'll describe the photo.
Yeah, as described, it's the shot of you three walking to the police station wearing your ATF windbreakers. They're provided to you by Tranche. If you had to guess, it looks like it was shot from a far corner of the parking lot.
Okay. Oh, fuck. Somebody is trailing us then.
We already know somebody is trailing us. So it was that old dude.
An old dude. Well, I mean, at this point, we're the feds. Like, did you try the Patriot Act bullshit on them?
No.
Oh, you don't do that.
Why not?
Those dudes were about three to four more sentences away from disappearing Query before she left. And I think I had maybe another 10 before they were going to disappear me.
How many of them were in there?
There were 3 out in the front, but there was definitely at least 1 in the back, so probably 7 or 8.
Okay. Well, fuck.
Everyone give me an intelligence.
12% success.
That is a 2% success.
94 out of 85 failure.
All right, so Agent Query, Agent Quickdraw, you're kind of saying it out loud. You realize something. The first cop you met is the brother of the guy that was at the police station yelling at the police last night. There's a very high chance that the first cop you met told his brother, hey, the ATF is in town or something like that. And a logical place to surveil waiting for the ATF to show up would be the police station. It's also quite possible that these people were there with Rockman the night before. You just missed them in the parking lot as you were walking in. So they're maybe not tailing you, but through good old-fashioned just people talking, they knew the ATF was in town. And by using common sense, they kind of staked out a spot to maybe get a look at you before you showed up.
I pull out that card that police officer gave us, and I just look at it. God damn it.
What?
I don't know what, but I thought Dusty's name sounded so familiar. I don't know why I didn't connect this. And I hand the card over to Quantity. He was the police officer that we met, the very first one. The one that I was a bitch to.
Well, fuck. All right. So he's either ratting us out or he opened his mouth. And now they're on high alert because they're dealing with firearms, and where the ATF, they're just going to be on high alert at this point.
The ATF is not a covert organization. Someone saying, hey, the ATF showed up today at work is not illegal.
No, I know. But I mean, just them being in town when they normally aren't in town puts people on like, oh, something to be mindful about more. Like,
oh, no, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying like an enthusiastic sibling sending a text of like, holy crap, the ATF just showed up at the place I'm guarding. Nothing inherently wrong about that, except that's some sloppy behavior.
It just keeps getting better and better. I'm still nowhere near closer to figuring out these fucking numbers.
Bullshit. Victoria Neffley has disappeared. No trace. We're made, and we can't really dive. Well, we could possibly dive further. Can we fake a warrant?
You can. I mean, also like other intelligence.
That's a 71 out of 75% success.
Given your reporting background, you've definitely heard stories about law types striking deals with criminal elements where it's like, yeah, that's not our jurisdiction, or we're really just concerned about the explosives that were used on us or something like that. Like, it is possible to negotiate with criminals to talk about criminal enterprises that, when framed in the way of like, we're not going to care about that, we just need information about X, possibly might work.
Quick draw.
Yes, sir. Ma'am.
Say that we went back. Said, yeah, that was stupid of us, but we're looking to strike a deal. Get information out of them that way. Everyone know I know it sounds like a little Hollywood, but the feds strike deals with criminal organizations all the goddamn time.
Yeah, I know. If you can come up with a good enough lie, sure.
The best lies are sprinkled with the truth. Tell them, hey, we got blown up not too long ago. Someone stole a whole bunch of shit from you. How about we strike a deal for immunity? If you give us some information, we'll look the other way if you scratch our backs.
I mean, I wouldn't throw immunity in there. I would just throw in the idea that we're just not going to do anything. Immunity means that you would be
able to do whatever they want. Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
Well, no. The problem with immunity is that they, in exchange for immunity, that doesn't mean that they're outside the legal process, which they want to be outside of. So,
gotcha. If anything, do you want to give it a second go?
What's up?
Do you want to give the bar a second go?
Already?
If not now, do you think at a later time? I just was looking for your opinion.
I'm going to be honest. I don't really know. I don't pose as feds all that often.
I have worked with them a little bit, but only in the context of a journalist and someone on the outside of the federal government. I honestly work more stateside than anything else. But I have slightly a plan, but it is risky.
We're just trying to figure out like where the explosives came from. What are we trying to find out from them?
I think where the explosives came from, or if anything, they apparently got robbed and a whole bunch of shit went missing. So if it wasn't them selling, then maybe they could tell us who took them and where to find them.
What you got to do is incentivize them. We don't give them immunity per se, but you give us information that would lead to taking out their competition. They have less people to deal with, so they have a better stronghold on the market. So it's in their best interest to give us information on either who robbed them and who has X wherever these munitions are. That's the angle you got to come at. I'm actually surprised you guys didn't go with that angle.
I didn't go with any angle. I was trying to buy guns.
Yeah, I went with like the most half-baked ass thing ever. So kind of wish you were there.
All right, let's go back.
So all three of you going to the Sundown in Paradise?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm down.
How do you enter, I guess? Do you enter with swagger? Do you like knock the door in? Like, is there any special flourish you put on this or no?
You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to walk in with a little bit of swagger.
Like you're the one in charge of the team or something?
Yeah.
You like slam the door open hard or something or what?
Not slam it open, but open it enough that like if there's just a couple of people hanging on there and it's quiet, they would notice me coming in.
Yeah. Door kind of makes a loud sound as it knocks against something on the floor. It sends it kind of careening across the floor as you strode in. There are now 4 people in the room. One of them sitting at the bar talking to the bartender is just a large slab of a man. He's got that kind of post-military build. You'd guess probably a quick glance like late 40s, but age due to a hard kind of life on the road and stuff like that. He's starting to go a little bit chubby in certain spots, but he's still got that like defined muscle, dark gray and black hair, regulation beard, has that kind of like the military never kind of got done with him vibe to him as you look at him.
Do I get the feeling he's like kind of based off the vibe of the room that he's probably the one that is in charge, or at least in charge at the moment in the bar?
Seeing as you're new to the room, you have no idea. He just does not match
Okay.
the description of any of the other people you were given from your compatriots when they came out from this place previously. He kind of turns to look at you and goes, looks at the bartender. That the guy trying to buy guns? Or the bartender shakes his head and he goes, who the fuck are you?
I'm trying to get some information about some guns that were stolen recently.
Let's save ourselves some time. We don't talk to the ATF, get a warrant, come back when you do. We didn't do shit. We don't have shit. We're just a bar and auto mechanic shop. That cover all the questions you got for me?
Yeah, sure. But here's another hypothetical scenario for you. Let's say our investigation currently keeps going about. We eventually get information that leads us to this bar. Eventually, we will get a warrant. We'll come down here and it'll be a lot more agents. Eventually, they're going to tear down this place. And whatever you have is going to cause a lot of trouble. Or you can tell me who has this shit, save you the trouble. I can take out your competition, saves me the headache of having to do all the extra bureaucratic bullshit, and I can get out of your hair.
Query, quick drive, you followed Agent Quandy into the bar at this point?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, you're kind of noticing that the 2 figures that were kind of doing the menacing thing earlier have also gotten up to their feet and they're kind of moving into position again. The bartender's a little bit kind of surprised at Agent Quantity's kind of barrage at the 4th dude. And the 4th dude kind of looks at you, shrugs a little, gestures around. Have you seen my bar? A bunch of agents stopping around here, knocking things over. Might help the vibe in here. It'll at least add to the ambiance.
Oh, I'm sure it will. When they start digging around, you find things. It's going to cause a lot of extra trouble. Let's just save ourselves both the stress. I get some information on who stole the shit because there was an explosion involved. I can go deal with those fucks. You don't have to deal with my team. We can go about our merry fucking ways.
Give me a human int or an alertness. Everyone's higher.
My alertness is lower, so it's 65 out of 64 failure.
For a split second, you thought you saw a reaction, but you can't quite place it. And it may have just been kind of the light or kind of the smoke or just this guy being who this guy is. Yeah, explosions on our business. We're just a simple bar and motorcycle repair and I guess cars organization of no interest to the ATF. And I'm sure if there was something here, now that you've done your whole dog and pony show of announcing you're going to come harass us in the near future, our lawyer would be more than happy to talk about targeted searches, police harassment, and a variety of other things I think we could make a real annoying case about.
Can I make like an alertness to see if the guys who are standing up are concealed carrying?
Yeah. Or a search, whichever one's higher.
28 out of a 94% success.
They have holsters. They don't have guns, weirdly. And their hands are kind of like resting where they should, but they keep realizing they don't have guns with them.
Just to kind of like emphasize Quantity's point, Quick Draw kind of, puts his hands on his hips and it like pulls back his jacket to reveal his holster that has a gun in it. But he doesn't like reach for it. It's the hands on the hips thing, clearly showing that he has a gun.
Yeah, this guy stands up to like a solid 6'4", kind of like just kind of towers over Quantity some as best he can, looking at all three of you. Coming into my bar, flashing your kind of looks at it. I guess we'll call that a gun, trying to intimidate my boys.
I look at him and I go, look, I don't need my friend's gun to intimidate you. We're the ATF. There was an explosion around nearby. It affected veterans. We'll just invoke the Patriot Act. And it doesn't matter how many lawyers you involved. We're dealing with potential terrorist activity. We can tie this shit up in the courts for a very long fucking time.
Give me a persuade.
83 out of 60% failure. These rolls are awful. Ah.
For a split second, it looked like you had some traction, but kind of it passes, and this big dude kind of like stalks towards you. It's like real up close. Like, how tall is Agent Quantity?
I'm not very tall. I would say just shy of 6 feet.
Yeah, this dude's doing the big man, kind of like up in your face, trying to look down on you, kind of like just daring you to do something stupid posture. And he's like, that's a damn shame someone blew up some veterans. As an ex-Marine, my heart goes out to them. Doesn't change the fact I'm not exactly inclined to let a bunch of feds go traipsing around my bar on the suspicion that we're in some way linked to the explosion.
Well, if you want to get lawyers involved, then we can go that route. Or just give me the information. We'll be on our way. That's all I want.
It looks like we're coming about this at a really rough angle. And if there's anything that we can kind of show that we're not here to offend, but just make it easy on everyone, please, would you like to meet anywhere else, or can we meet anywhere else? Can I roll like a persuade myself to see if I can help like de-escalate the situation and get everyone back on maybe like a neutral level?
Yeah, go for it.
God damn it.
The room is getting tense.
96 failure.
What do people have for first aid or unarmed combat?
I have a 50 for unarmed combat.
I have an 80 for unarmed combat.
If I'm at fucking like the basics, so 10 and a 40.
All right, so Quick Draw, yours is high enough to get this just by looking around. Now that your eyes are adjusted again, you're kind of looking at it in more detail. All four of these guys show the telltale signs of just losing a fight bad. Like, all four of them, you're catching like yellowing skin from bruises, the remnants of black eyes. Like, every single dude in this bar got just their asses handed to them as best you can tell.
All right, pal. Looks like your boys aren't up for a fight anyways. Someone already kicked their ass once, took their guns. You say you're ex-Marine, eh?
Yeah.
Quick Draw will pull out one of his challenge coins, Marine challenge coin, and just kind of like flick it over to him.
Catches it, kind of looks at it a couple times.
Listen, I don't give a fuck about you, your bar, or your people here. We just want the information, and we're gone. Swear to you on that.
Kind of slams the coin down on the table and starts rooting around a pocket for something. Almost seems to relax a little bit and goes, well, assuming I knew something about explosives and an explosion that happened, what can you tell me about this explosion that I maybe can give you some information about? You know, explosions just kind of happen. Fireworks, gas mains. gender reveal parties.
If I recall correctly, Charlie, the grenades were Vietnam era, right?
Collection of weird kind of surplus grenades, yeah.
Hypothetically, someone got their hands on a couple crates of grenades from the Nam era.
Hypothetically, that's something we might know something about, yeah.
Well, hypothetically, if you were to write something down on the bar there, and I pick it up and walk out of here, we won't be coming back.
Give me a persuade at plus 20.
I'm very bad at this. 31% of a modified 40% success.
Motherfucker.
So the dude kind of hems and haws in his head for a second and goes, if we're speaking surely hypothetically, couple nights back, some big linebacker looking fucker comes in and goes all fucking Rambo on the bar here. Dude was like, again, hypothetically speaking, dude was like a one-man fucking army. Took out everyone here in the bar, plus anyone else that was here at the time. Just a flurry of fists, elbows, feet. Like, again, hypothetically, like 4 dudes tried to jump him, and he managed to send all 4 of those dudes flying. Hits a button kind of behind the bar, and the metal kind of garage doors start to go, revealing that all of the windows of the bar have been smashed out, like something's been thrown through them. Again, hypothetically speaking, maybe some bad action movie shit went down here. Now, again, this light in here, you can see that like people's faces have been slammed into doors. Every single surface in this bar shows like signs of damage from like something being thrown against it. You're not seeing any bullet holes though. Like there was not a single shot fired, except for a collection of them like into the roof or into the ground or into the bar itself. Again, hypothetically speaking, maybe we tried to stop this individual, but again, hypothetically speaking, maybe he got shot a couple times and seemed to just ignore getting shot. And again, if we're speaking purely hypothetically, the next day when we all woke up to find our bar mysteriously trashed by this Rambo fucker, maybe some of our merchandise went missing while we were gone. Somewhere around, I don't know, couple hundred assorted grenades if we were to own such an item.
Quick Draw will look to the others to see if they're satisfied.
I nod. I look over at the that guy, and I just kind of go, I nod to him and I go, thank you.
Again, all purely hypothetical speaking.
Of course, yeah.
Daddy M's not exactly one to consort with feds, but he would hate for the feds to try and link him up with some mad bomber. Again, speaking purely hypothetically.
And yeah, no, of course, hypothetically, of course.
Hypothetically, this was a place that may have crossed our mind, but this was not some place that we actually looked into in any of our research. We have just gone our merry little way.
Well, that's good, because we're a location of legitimate business, and by the time you get a warrant pulled together, you'll only find legitimate business here if you feel the need to come back after our hypothetical conversation.
There is no way in my mind that I can think of any reason why we would hypothetically need a warrant to visit a good old hometown bar.
I look around and go, yeah, no, I don't see any reason why this place is on our list. That's fucking weird.
Kind of nods at this, finds what he's looking for in his pocket, slams it down the table next to Quick Draw's challenge coin. He goes, well, I think my business here is done with you 3. I assume you can see yourselves out. Obviously, this conversation did not happen, never happened, and kind of like gestures with his head, some security cameras. And if it did ever, I'm sure I have enough video evidence to suggest that 3 agents without a federal warrant of any kind came in here, threatened my employees with a gun and other intimidation tactics. Do I make myself clear?
I don't think you have anything to worry about. Quick Draw will walk up and grab his coin off the table and kind of like twice pound the corner of it on the bar and turn to leave.
So the other coin is a Iraq War veteran coin, given to people that got discharged after the Iraq War. The first one.
Nice. I don't know what quick draws is.
Fair enough. While you pick it up, he goes over and starts filling a beer from the bar and slides it over to you and just kind of nods down at the coin, indicating that you won the coin toss.
Yeah, quick draw will down it. Give him a nod and down it before he goes.
Collects his coin, puts it in his pocket.
Well, have a good day, gentlemen.
Good day.
Good day. Hope you fix that tap soon.
On behalf of all of us at Negative Modifier, thank you for listening, and we do hope you enjoyed this episode. If you are not already a subscriber, please consider becoming one, partially so you do not miss our next episode, but mostly because it helps new listeners find us. In addition to that, if you liked the episode, please consider clicking the thumbs up button below. If you'd like to further support the show, please consider joining us on Discord or becoming a Patreon patron.
112 51 94 47 69 72 59 99 68 17 111 52 58 39 89 873 9 47 14 126 62 25 67 69 35 56 86 93 56 118 32 21 55 18 38 54 89 41 81 31 71 20 63 23 39 31 50 60 315 8 64 38 5 46 95 74 10 63 320 11 179 45 9 72 17 80 54 4 5 17 75 72 49 76 27 19 10 6 12 57 49 88 41 62 79 33 47 95 7 1 13 25 91 42 58 99 33 49 0 8 9 24 2 97 10 59 13 29 56 4 9 4 67 18 8 73 62 6 42 5 86 9 12 7 88 38 12 65 19 57 44 13 9 14 58 77 4 82 95 96 36 87 53 9 1 44 84 21 41 88 53 89 89 94 11 19 42 5 2 51 17 38 19 73 36 11 25 84 1 35 98 80 35 71 23 16 12 1 51 0 77 35 83 19 83 30 68 13 5 16 97 18 84 35 28 77 90 52 13 4 47 83 61 81 15 52 6 13 34 13 1 97 60 38 54 31 58 63 98 63 13 9 90 29 68 30 96 58 15 55 30 13 14 93 14 71 75 38 87 66 29 3 13 19 7 37 76 25 39 46 9 67 6 13 15 0 23 91 8 44 95 22 61 89 13 20 96 68 71 92 47 1 14 49 15 14 5 91 57 93 61 28 76 48 92 11 14 22 33 64 26 74 40 55 44 92 31 14 8 46 40 91 31 20 94 56 76 39 14 10 17 53 17 33 10 38 74 78 28 14 13 31 80 11 47 85 23 41 35 70 14 25 49 86 98 87 91 40 79 18 10 14 3 27 62 63 56 17 80 62 24 36 14 4 79 18 43 82 34 23 65 165 15 8 42 57 70 88 0 63 17 20 33 15 11 96 17 36 77 40 90 71 34 85 15 18 71 39 79 27 4 48 11 47 48 16 1 4 25 91 11 46 97 87 41 4 18 9 26 26 75 96 59 57 20 28 68 19 3 93 59 95 19 55 81 30 25 91 19 4 35 75 82 77 43 7 26 74 13 20 14 2 42 93 42 53 74 36 87 72 20 24 22 58 73 36 90 53 7 58 7 21 20 42 37 15 51 68 56 21 87 3 22 20 52 14 10 20 73 22 61 53 90 22 1 38 65 96 35 69 13 42 6 18 23 1 34 97 32 62 67 3 54 81 98 23 22 47 39 5 68 89 43 50 99 48 23 9 1 50 18 59 23 25 49 14 18 23 25 51 28 59 69 30 93 83 30 1 19 84 5 24 63 26 31 67 29 87 7 21 60 15 55 76 92 46 0 34 1 13 16 75 42 31 8 35 86 63 14 71 16 18 15 8 71 85 25 43 6 54 46 22 9 91 48 73 75 42 54 18 23 54